morning students. In this video we will discuss about another chapter from ecology, that is biodiversity and its conservation. Biodiversity and conservation. This is the third chapter from the unit ecology. So first two chapters are totally completed: organisms and population and ecosystem. So in this chapter we will discuss ecology at biodiversity level. So what is biodiversity? Biodiversity or biological diversity, it is the occurrence of different types of ecosystems. It is the occurrence of different types of ecosystems and different species of organisms with a whole range of variants and genes. Variants and genes, they are adapted to different climates. Different climates, that is nothing but biodiversity. Or it is the occurrence of flora and fauna. Biodiversity is the occurrence of different types of ecosystems and different species of organisms with their whole range of variants and genes. They are adapted to different climates. The term biodiversity was popularized by famous sociobiologist Edward Wilson. The term biodiversity was applied. By sociobiologist Edward Wilson. And here the range of biodiversity is quite staggering. Staggering means it is shocking, because there are some, if you observe the different types of biodiversities, there are some 20,000 species of ants alone, and 3 lakh species of beetles, and 28,000 species of fishes, and 20,000 species of orchids. So here it is very difficult to understand. Why are there so many number of species of single type of organisms like ants, beetles, fishes or orchids. So that's why already I used the term, the range of biodiversity is quite staggering. And some species, the number of some species goes very high, and some species, the number of some species, it is very low. But that is quite staggering. We cannot understand why some species are very high and why some species are very low. So now we will discuss about what is the magnitude of biodiversity, or how many species in India, how many plant species and animal species are present, how many species in India and world. Or it is also called magnitude of biodiversity. It is also known as magnitude of biodiversity. So according to IUCN 2004, so IUCN, what is the full form of IUCN? International Union Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources 2004 have put the value of, or put the number of total known plant animal species. It is slightly higher than 1.5 million species, or usually that is 1.75 billion species. According to some taxonomies, the total known plant and animal species are 1.5 million species. But according to IUCN, one more I repeat the full form of IUCN, International Union Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources 2004, have put the number of total known plant and animal species. It is slightly higher than 1.5 million species. That is roughly 1.75 million species. Out of this, so various species are IUCN also, they provide the particular number about various species. Out of this, 2,70,000 species. 2,70,000 species of higher plants, 2,70,000 species of higher plants, and 53,239 number of vertebrates, and 1,25,000 species of insects. Usually number of insects are in animals, number of insects are very high, and 72,000 species of fungi, and 70,000 species of molluscus, and 40,000 species of algae, and 43,000 species of crustaceans, and 40,000 species of protozoans, like that. So IUCN gives the particular number of various species, and this is some total of 1.75 million species. So according to IUCN, so no need to remember the number of species, various number of species, but you have to remember this particular number, that is 1.5 million species. So according to IUCN 2004, the total known plant and animal species about 1.75 million species. Out of this, India is the one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries. In the world there are 12 mega biodiversity countries. In that, India is the one of that. And India, out of 1.75 million species, India has roughly 8.1% of total plant and animal species, though India has only 2.4% of land area. So India has 2.4% of in the world. So India has 2.4% of land area. So in that land area, India, out of 1.75 million species, after this, roughly India consists 8.1% of total known plant and animal species. So out of this 8.1%, so 45,000 species are plant species, and twice as many as animal species present. Twice means almost 90,000 species of animals present in India. So this is how many species present in India. Here the most fascinating question of biodiversity is that out of this total known plant and animal species, 70% species are animals, and plant species are, the account of plant species are 22%, and the remaining other animal groups. So in animals, insects are the numerous. Because in the previous estimates, 7 out of 10 animals are insects. But according to new estimates, 8 out of 10 animals are insects. If you follow the conventional methods, then in animal groups, insects are more number. If chemical or molecular methods are accepted, if chemical or molecular methods are used to distinguish total known species, then the number of microbes and the number of microorganisms, they run into millions, because so many unknown microorganisms present in the biosphere. So large number of microorganisms are not yet discovered. That's why if advanced techniques are employed, then the number of microbes they run into millions. So in animals or in any living organisms, the number of microbes should be higher. But present days only we employed only conventional methods. That's why out of 1.7 million species according to IUCN, 70% species are animals and 22% are plant species. Here the new species are discovered. The new species are being added. The new species are being added faster than 15,000 species per year due to projects like Global Biodiversity Facility and Species 2000. This is the one of the project. So here every year more than 15,000 new species have been discovered due to projects like Biodiversity Facility and Species. However, this task is stupendous because so large number of species because it is a time taken process, and also man-made or manpower of number of taxonomists are also required. And one famous ecologist who is nothing but Robert May. And Robert May, he has put the total known species at 7 million species. The total known species in the biosphere, according to Robert May, it is up to 7 million species. If we accepted May's proposal, then in India alone, the total number of plant species would be 1 lakh species. So according to Robert May, in India alone, not in the world, India alone, the total known plant species would be 1 lakh, and the total known animal species would be 3 lakhs. So if according to Robert May, the total number of species 7 millions. Out of 7 millions in the world, 1 lakh plant species and 3 lakh animal species, they are present only in India. But according to some taxonomists, the total number of species in the biosphere, that is between 5 to 50 million species. So these are the how many species present in India and the world, and what is the magnitude of biodiversity. So now we will discuss some schematic diagrams of number of according to global biodiversity, the number of species of invertebrates, vertebrates, and some major types of plants. These are the schematic diagrams. This is the number of invertebrates. There the number of invertebrates. See, in invertebrates, the large number of insects. So they are this much are molluscus, and this much is crustaceans, and they are other animal groups. So these are the number of, this is a pie chart of invertebrates. Next, vertebrates. If you observe the pie chart of vertebrates, then if you observe the pie chart, these are the fishes. And they are mammals. This much of mammals, this much of birds, this much of reptiles, and they are amphibians. This is the pie chart of number of species of vertebrates. If you observe the pie chart of plant species, higher plant species, then so these are the fungi. So total number of fungi in the plant kingdom. Previously fungi also included in the plant kingdom. So number of species of fungi are also there, and they are the flowering plants. The flowering plants are also called angiosperms, and they are algae, and they are lichens. So lichens, already all of you will know very well what is lichen. It is the symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi, and they are mosses, bryophytes, and they are ferns, ferns and their annuals. It is the pie chart of higher plants. These are the pie chart of higher plants. So it is the global biodiversity. According to global biodiversity, the species of invertebrates, vertebrates and plants. So in invertebrates, insects are numerous. In vertebrates, species are numerous. In plants, fungi and angiosperms are numerous. That's why initially I told the range of biodiversity is quite staggering. The number of some species goes very high and the number of some species are very low. It means the number of, if the species of, the number of organisms of any species is very high, that means they have the higher adaptability. So low number of species means low adaptability. So it is the pie charts of various living organisms. Now we will discuss about levels of biodiversity. Levels of biodiversity. So already I told you the term biodiversity was applied by Edward Wilson. Edward Wilson, the term biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. He is a famous sociobiologist. So according to Wilson, biodiversity means macromolecules inside cells to biomes. Generally, in simply biodiversity means we told the occurrence of flora and fauna. But according to Wilson, biodiversity means from macromolecules inside cell to biomes. And there are three interrelated hierarchical levels. So what are the three interlevel hierarchical levels? That is genetic diversity, next species diversity, next ecological diversity. So these are the three different levels of biodiversity: genetic diversity, species diversity and ecological or ecosystem diversity. So out of three types, the first type is known as genetic diversity. So what is genetic diversity? Simply diversity at genetic level over its range of distributional is known as genetic diversity. And genetic diversity helps in adaptations in changes in environment. So according to new environment, organisms or species also produce new genes. So these new genes are adapted in changes in environmental conditions. So genetic diversity helpful in changes, or they are helpful in adaptations in changes in environmental conditions. And the genetic diversity is shown by a medicinal plant, that is Rauwolfia omnitora. Usually it is grown in different ranges of Himalayan. It might be in terms of its potency and concentration of active chemical, that is reserpine. So reserpine chemical produced by Rauwolfia omnitora, and this Rauwolfia omnitora grow in different ranges of Himalaya. Some Rauwolfia species grow in foots, and some of them middle, and some of them the path. And all the different types of Rauwolfia they produce reserpine, but the concentration and potency, it is according to their ranges of Himalaya. Different genes, these plants are adapted to different genes according to foods. In food area, so there are some climatic conditions. According to that climatic conditions, they adopted different genes. And middle also same, in the top also different same. That's why the potency and concentration of reserpine is different in different species of Rauwolfia omnitora. And in India, 50,000 genetic strains of rice plants are there, and 1,000 genetic strains of mango is there. These two examples are very important. So this is the genetic diversity. Simply diversity at genetic level. Diversity at genetic level is known as genetic diversity. Best example, the genetic diversity is shown by medicinal plant Rauwolfia omnitora, which is grown in different ranges of Himalaya. And second one is species diversity. So diversity at species level. Diversity at species level is known as species diversity. Example, Western Ghats. Western Ghats have greater amphibian species than Eastern Ghats. So Western Ghats have more amphibian species. So number of species, amphibian species higher in Western Ghats than Eastern Ghats. Or simply diversity at species level is known as species diversity. Next, ecological diversity. Third one is ecological diversity. So diversity at ecosystem or communities. Ecological diversity means diversity at ecosystem is known as ecological diversity. And India is one of the major tropical country. India has coral reefs, India has biomes, and India has grasslands, India has tropical rainforest, India has so many different types of biomes. That's why India has more greater biodiversity than Scandinavian countries like Norway. So Norway is totally temperate country. So India is a tropical country. So India has different types of ecosystems or different types of communities. Like it also contains different kinds of biomes. Like some biomes, tropical rainforest present, deserts present, grasslands present, savannas present, and deserts present, coral reefs present. So it has greater diversity than Scandinavian countries like Norway. And this ecological diversity usually it is of three types: alpha diversity, beta diversity, and gamma diversity. First one is alpha diversity. So what is alpha diversity? It is a species diversity in a given community. So in a given community, how many species present? That is called as alpha diversity. The alpha diversity depending upon species richness and species evenness. Species richness means the total number of single species. Evenness means if in a given community, in a given habitat, if all the number of different types of species are equal, then it is known as evenness. The second one is beta diversity. So beta diversity means it is the ecological diversity at different ranges of communities. That is due to replacement of species. The last one is gamma diversity. Gamma diversity, it is also ecological diversity in different ranges of communities or different ranges of ecosystems. So these are gamma diversity is nothing but ecological diversity at ecosystem level. So these are the different levels of diversity: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecological diversity.